what I'm freaking talking about.
Fireworks, folks, new leader, 17 pounds and 5 ounces for Hunter Sales, the head coach of the Carson Newman fishing team.
Alright guys, what is up? Douglas Lake here on a Sunday afternoon. Gonna complete the YouTube challenge today, man. You guys picked the bait. I'm gonna try to catch a bass on it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried. I've got to find a way to catch a bass on a 2-ounce Jackal Megalo spinnerbait. I don't know if this is something that's made anymore. It might be the best new bait that anybody's ever seen, but I'm gonna throw it. Really don't know how to rig it up. Looks like there's a little trailer hook that comes with it. Got to figure out what rod I'm gonna throw a 2-ounce spinnerbait on. I think I'm gonna go like a 7.3 heavy, probably a like 17 to 20 pound test. I think the lighter line would keep that thing down better, but man, I'm gonna take you guys along with me. I'm gonna open it up, tie it on, see if I can't find a school of bass. I hadn't been out here in about a month, and see if I can catch me a bass on a 2-ounce spinnerbait. Looking forward to this one. Alright, so I'm going with a 7.3 heavy fast action physics by St. Croix. This is a 8 to 1-to-1 gear ratio reel. I'm gonna have to really slow it down. I can't be reeling that thing that fast. I know that the blades, being as big as they are on this thing, it's really gonna wanna come up in the water column, and those fish are probably gonna be tight to the bottom. So it's gonna be interesting, but man, I'm opening it up. Hopefully this isn't some rare collector's item that I'm ruining right now. Really don't know any of the details on this bait. I know it was a birthday present from one of my old friends, Skylar Hamilton. So here we go, man. Pulling it out of the pack. Maybe. I don't know that anybody's able to appreciate just how big. I mean, that's a dang 4.5, 5-inch blade. That's gonna be cool. Let's figure out how to rig this stinger hook up. So I've got a feeling that this stinger hook is probably designed to be rigged on the main hook down here below it to give a little bit more length. But I'm really curious about putting it on the blade. So I feel like they're gonna end up hitting that blade like crazy and missing a ton of fish. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to put this hook, I don't know if that'll mess with the action. I don't think it will if I put it below the swivel. That's what we're gonna start out with at least. I just know that big 4.5, 5-inch flashing blade. I mean, if I was a fish, that's what I'm going for. Alright, so that's what I'm going with for now. I got that stinger on the actual blade itself. Maybe that'll catch some of those fish that are going to be slapping at it. We'll see how this goes. Alright, rigged up. Let's see. Oh yeah. So step one to catching a fish on a big old spinnerbait is going to be to find a few fish. And you can see there's a couple down there in like 22 foot, maybe a few here on side scan. We're gonna spin that sucker around and see if we can't see a few. There is a few scattered out here. Traditionally, though, to get them to bite a bigger bait, it can be, a lot of times you have to have a bigger group of fish. And I don't know, I think it's just that competitive instinct. That's a pretty decent little group right here, actually. So we're gonna see what we can find. So that's a group we are gonna throw at. Just located those. I'm gonna come over here and mark them actually on my hummingbird on the 2D. They really don't show up that great on 2D, but they're sitting right there, kind of on the tip of that point. So about 25 foot of water. Should be perfect. You can tell this thing, man, that bend on that rod. This is a 7.3 heavy. Good bend on it already, just drilling the bait. So we'll see how we get going. I'm gonna try to set up like 75 feet away, make a big long cast of this thing. That's really what I like to do offshore anyways, 75, to 80 feet away, and that lets your bait work through that school of fish before it starts rising back up to you. A lot easier at distance because of the angle of your line to keep that bait down, and that's gonna be a huge challenge with this bait with how big these blades are. The bigger the blades on anything, the more cupping pulls that bait up in the water column. My range ring's set on 100 foot, so we're right now at 100 foot. The farthest range is 100 foot anyways from the boat. And you can kind of see here on scope, it's really sunny, it's hard to see, but you can see them out there crawling on the bottom. They're at 60 and 70 feet. So I think there's more fish here than we really realize. And you can see the flash, man. They're gonna know this bait's there. Already acting crazy on it. No way. Oh, he didn't get it. First cast, though. He knocked the crap out of it. I was about to say, that'd be nuts on the first cast if I caught it. This might be the new big deal. I might not should put this video out. Holy crap. Right here, you can see that big bait falling down at like 80 foot. There's a big school of them there, man. They liked it the first time. I just got screen recording set up, so if I get a cool image, you guys ought to be able to see it. It actually stays down way better than I thought it would. I just got hammered. I'm gonna try really creeping this thing on the bottom now. I've been reeling it fast and they've been hitting it but not getting it. I want to thump this thing, man. That's what I expected. They're hitting those blades and they're not getting the actual hook. Fouled it up. Man, they smashed it that time though. It's actually not a bad little bait. It's late in the season, so a lot of these offshore fish they've been out here, they've seen the gamut of baits. So you can tell that like once these fish have seen this bait once and they don't commit to it, they really are not that apt to react to it a second and third time. But when I throw in a fresh group, I mean, they act like they might bite it. They're still back there, right where we marked them to start with. It's gonna be a hard bait to get them to commit to, man. It might have to be a big one. Not gonna do it here. All right, spot one down. Not good. We had 2 or 3 bumps, no takers. A lot of fish there, so not a great sign, but we're gonna keep after it. All right. That spinnerbait, he's got his opportunity here. All we're on is kind of the side of a little steep point, and there's some fish on it. So we're gonna see what we can't figure out. See if we can't get one to bite. There's an absolute pile of fish here. I don't know if they're all bass or if a lot of them look like whites, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see. I'm coming across them right now. I can feel my bait hitting them. They look like a lot of whites. This could actually work out well though, because a lot of times the biggest bass get in these schools of white bass. And the white bass probably aren't going to be able to eat this thing. I just got smoked. And if they can't eat it, maybe I might learn something about how to weed through them and catch bigger bass. Catfish. I got one. Oh my gosh. No way. No way. All right, folks, there you have it. On my dang bladed, on the stinger that I had on the blade, I knew that was gonna work. It's not a big one. Ain't that crazy? On this big 2-ounce, 5-inch blade spinnerbait. Look at that right there. Oh my gosh, we got one. Challenge completed. I'm gonna throw it around for a little bit longer, but man, we did it. And this is a big school bass, and I get bit every single cast, but it's just so hard for them to get it. All right, guys, well, that wraps up my random lure challenge. You guys picked a good one. I mean, this was the right choice to go out here and mess around with, and honestly, I had fun throwing it. You know, one thing I didn't do, there's a place to put a trailer on this bait. I wonder if I would have put a trailer on it, if that would have focused some of those strikes on the actual bait instead of the blades. I had 2 bass hooked, caught one of them on the hook that I put on the split ring attached to the blade, and the other one was also on that hook, and he come off. And so definitely those fish were striking at this big blade up here fluttering. I mean, it's drawing all the attention, but honestly this bait was designed really well. Like it didn't run up, it didn't ride up as much as I thought it would. You could actually retrieve it pretty quick and it stayed down on the bottom. It is a 2-ounce bait, so that was very interesting. You know, I think I definitely could have caught more bass on something else, but I might mess around with this a little bit more. I think that it was interesting enough that I might mess around with it. But anyways, that just goes to show y'all pick a bait, I can catch one on it. If you guys want to see me throw something else, leave a comment, and kind of having fun trying some random stuff. So drop me a comment if you want to see me fish with a different bait out here in Douglas Lake, and I'll go sling it around a little bit. But anyways, appreciate you guys keeping up with the YouTube, man. I'm having fun doing this. Blessed to be living this life and blessed to be sharing it with you guys. Catch you later.